best decision you've ever made, and it allows you to live a brand new life on your terms, work the days and hours and times, and create a lifestyle that ultimately makes you happy. And that's what the Academy's about. Welcome to another episode of the High Performance PT Academy podcast. So yeah, pretty much, Dylan, I want to get a really good idea from you. Obviously, you've now been here just under 3 months. Fuck, time's flown.
That is quick.
It's been very quick. So I want to give the listeners, I want to give the viewers, I want to give them an idea as to who you are, where were you before, how has things ultimately changed for you, because for me, I get to listen and see all this stuff in reality every single week. I get to see how you guys change and develop and what's happening, and it's pretty exciting. So obviously now allows me a time just to basically reflect on all of the stuff that has changed for you. So give us an idea as to what was life like before.
So if I draw it, I need to go back a couple of years.
Yep.
Right back to PTing. I used to work in the oil rigs,
Yep.
as you know. So I've worked with you. I've got a bit of history. Worked with you as a client online. I worked in the oil rigs, juggling about, long hours, 12-hour shifts. Yeah, I was making a good living, but the most important thing was spending time away from my family.
Yep.
Young guy, could have probably made a good bit of money, but just wasn't the life for me. I was going offshore, didn't know what gyms were going to be there. The food I was having to juggle about with chefs just wasn't the life for me. Liked being at home, liked training, but I couldn't get the living with the money to back it up.
So how long would you be away for? Because obviously
2 to 3 weeks. Home could have been 10 days, going away back another 2 weeks. I think I had spent, my wee girl was 2, I think I had missed 8 months of life. So it isn't exactly, that's not a lifestyle I live.
Aye, and I guess that's the thing that I know for a lot of people, like income is quite a massive priority, but for me, so is time. Mm-hmm. And being able to spend time with your family, being able to do things that ultimately you want to do, it is vastly important for me, like it is to yourself. So what was it that actually made you want to, so obviously leaving the oil rigs and thinking, right, what else am I going to do? So what made you want to become a PT?
Had seen yourself, had kind of seen you as a wee bit of a role model, to be fair. We trained in the same gym, I had been a client of yourself. Mm-hmm. First and foremost, I just thought it looked like a kind of cool job. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong.
Yeah, I would agree.
They don't see the investment that goes back for, especially the good personal trainers. They don't see the investment and the time, the effort, work, everything that you would put in being a personal trainer. You see the guy in the floor training one client with gym gear on. That's what you see. So I probably fell into that bracket, fell for the trap. But ultimately, one of the things was I probably had a good mindset. Mm-hmm. And I've got good people skills, quite good at chatting. So I had something along the lines, and I had probably some upper knowledge because I had a coach myself. Mm-hmm. Whereas some people are doing the kind of 6-week course, but they've got zero to stand on. They've got no knowledge, nothing to start with. So I had good systems, at least a good foundation. Mm-hmm. I just didn't have the strategies and the processes to implement.
So basically, just from the outside looking on, it just looked like a cool career, a cool job.
Like a cool career,
and I guess I hear it for PTs all the time. Well, I love training. Maybe like being a PT, I could do that. Mm-hmm. And then they come to realise that it's not as easy as just, well, you like to train, so now you can go train other people, which I guess a lot of people do expect. So how is things? You're qualified, you've left the oil rigs, obviously you've went from stable income before.
Yeah, stable income, aye.
And then obviously being a personal trainer, you now went into that self-employed kind of mode. What was life like with work then? Did you go straight into a gym?
I remember having a chat with yourself. You were giving us a bit of advice. 2 choices: freelance, or it would be work for the gym.
Yep.
You told me the pros and cons about freelancing, putting all your time. So if you're not training clients, you should be studying, you should be training, you should be better on like just yourself in general, better the business. I hadn't quite grasped that self-employment style. I had always worked for a company who got the work for me, or it was going down the gym route. So I did choose to go freelance, which was good. I think like a lot of PTs at first, you start off with quite a lot of clients.
Yep.
But then it's how stable can that be over a year? I had a wobble, actually, and again, I think I leaned back on you several times, and wee snippets of conversations. I had a job at Royal Mail for,
I do remember this.
2 weeks, and again, highlighting the promise will be quite good. That would then, Dylan, what would you rather, like, I think you've lost track of where you want to be. You've came off the rigs to be a personal trainer. You're then looking at taking another job because the times were better. So it was like working at 8 till 2:30, and I was thinking PT at night. And you're like, nah, I wouldn't do that. I would have focused on studying, training more, get yourself advertising, just look at it more as a business. I lasted 2 weeks and binned it. Royal Mail, one of my friends got us in quick and had left quicker than I started. Back to PTing again, try to put the systems in place. Again, still not quite grasping it. I wasn't running it as a business. It was like hobby/business. I wasn't operating properly.
So were you finding it difficult to get clients, or were you finding it difficult to keep clients, or what was
to be honest, I wouldn't really say it was like keeping clients. It was more like the kind of social media side, the marketing. I was training pretty much still good. Like, training was always good. I actually think my PT was at a good level as well. I might have been in the wrong gym. It was a more fitnessy gym, whereas my kind of style of PT was the bodybuilding, with a bit of kind of boxing / but it wasn't. I don't know. I just felt as if I had a bit of everything, good at everything, but I just kind of put it all together and make it one big picture to make it like a proper business.
We hear that all the time, to be honest, is that for PTs, there's different elements, I guess, when you're a PT in a commercial gym. Do you really need to know how to market yourself? To some degree, probably not. Your clients are in front of you. They're in the gym. You go talk to them. You say hello. Do you need some help? They say yes. They say no. You've got a client or you've not got a client. Whereas for me, the power of marketing is that anybody who watches your stuff, watches your stories, reads your posts, anybody that engages with you, anybody that knows you, could be a potential client at some point. Now, we know there's 1 billion users active on Instagram alone. You've got Facebook, you've got YouTube, you've got LinkedIn, you've got all these social media platforms, TikTok. For you to engage with 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 people, that's such a huge gap compared to being a PT in a commercial gym where you speak to 50 people, 100 people. And then you've got the problem that if you decide, do you know what, this gym isn't really for me, I would like to move somewhere else, you can't, because you've got all your clients in the gym. That they say, look, well, if you're moving gym, I need to find another trainer. I need to go to someone else in the gym. Whereas for me, if you got clients because of your online presence, your brand awareness, your social media, then whether you work in Pure Gym, The Gym, JD, Virgin, I don't know, wherever you want to work, people are coming to you because of you. They're coming to you because of your service. So it doesn't matter where you work. You can work anywhere you want to work.
So I think like one of the key things, if I drop back, I think back now, you gave me the systems. The key thing was believing in these systems. Pricing structure. How many hours do you want to work? What life do you want to try to get to? What life do you want to live? Have you got to space it out for family time? Have you got training time penciled in? Have you got just general hobbies, you just living in general? Just a bit. These systems I had in here, I just couldn't put it in practice. That was all it was. And it was probably believing in myself to get to that point. And that's hence why I went sidetracked. And it didn't happen for just once, it happened twice. So the first time was the Royal Mail, which lasted 2 weeks, binned it. I went back to believe myself, but it didn't last long. I got sidetracked with me and my mate. It was good, to be fair. There was a small success in there. It was a boxing club. We ran it for a community centre. Again, sidetracked me for PTing. I originally came off the rigs to PT, and I got sidetracked with the boxing. The boxing club was taking like 21 to 27 hours a week away for PTing. It was a lot of work. And I was trying to juggle and put my PTing in the boxing club. I was trying to kick off one success and try and make the other. It just couldn't work. The boxing was a massive success. It's still going on. It's carried on with the guys that ran it, who started it with myself. But again, so at this point, I'm sitting in a commercial gym.
Divvying your time.
I sit in a commercial gym, fully equipped boxing that was pretty much stable, good opportunity, but yet it just wasn't for me. It wasn't too much time, income stream just wasn't what I wanted. Again, laying back to you.
And it's funny because we do tend to find that, I say to everybody, work backwards from the life that you want. So find out, what is it you want from your life? Is it, what financial security do you need? What time do you need? Because I get people that come to me all the time and says, Tony, I want to be an online coach. Why? Because that's where the money's at. It's not really where the money's at. For me, online coaching gives you a lifestyle where you get freedom and you get time. I says financially, yes, there's an opportunity to help more people, because if you're PTing, you can help 1 or 2 people in 1 hour. If you're online coaching, you could help 5, 10, 15 people in 1 hour. There's a different business model. But for me, the amount of PTs that came to me and said, I want to be a really good online coach, and then realised when they started doing it, they're like, but I really like being a PT. But I really like working with people face to face and one to one. And I said, so what's stopping you from just being an amazing PT? What's stopping you just being amazing at what you do, be the go-to person in your area? And they said, nothing. And I said, so let's focus on one core product. Do you want to be an amazing PT? Do you want to be an amazing coach? Do you want to be an amazing gym owner?
Yep.
Do you want to be an amazing class or boot camp or whatever it is? Or to some degree, do you want some sort of hybrid where, for you guys, this is something I do promote, where you might say, Tony, I'd love to do 10, 20 hours of PT, and I would love to have maybe 30, 40, 50 online clients. Mm-hmm. Which is cool. So you get a bit of both. You maybe decide, I want to work the morning, take the afternoon for myself and my training, take the evening for my online and my family. So, but that all stems from, what life do you want?
Yeah. So that was a key element. Also, I had a conversation with myself. I hadn't left the boxing club. Lockdown had happened. So I had a choice. It was a big choice. Because if you're looking at a personal trainer, from their perspective, sitting in a gym, like I had the space.
Yeah.
I had the equipment. I had the opportunity to grow. But that still wasn't good enough for me, because I was looking at the time and then how quick could it grow. It just wasn't for me. It was a good idea, it just wasn't maybe meant for me. So I had a conversation with myself, what gym could I go to? And I kind of said it for the beginning, I think Extreme would suit me. Extreme gym would suit my style of PTing. It's the type of kind of gym I'd like to train in. I think that's where I could grow. Reached out to yourself, I was gave the opportunity to start in Extreme and start trying to implement these systems again, but I did it without any help. I kind of rolled myself back to basics.
Yep.
With that conversation in my head, just go and be a good PT.
Yeah.
So I did implement some strategies, whether it would be pricing changed, added some more services. I just started working with more people, and I think for a lot of personal trainers, was lockdown probably helped.
Yep.
It gave me the time to sit back and evaluate. I kind of put my life on freeze, and I thought, do you know what? If I'm going to do this, I need to do it now, and I need to do it right.
Yep.
So after having that conversation, I kind of sat back and I spoke to my partner, and I thought, I'd done a business plan. I thought, right, this is something I need to get into. And that's when I approached you for the PT Academy in the August that had just kicked off.
Yeah.
And I said, Tony, I'd like to go on that. And I never done it again.
Yeah, so let's refresh back to this, because there's 2 key things in this full story, which is key. So you've had loads of opportunities, you've had loads of ideas, you've went into multiple different businesses and tried to make it work, and it didn't quite click, and nothing really kind of happened. At that point, you felt, look, there was that sense of desperation. Look, I'm going to reach out. Let's just do this, and you didn't. So why not?
I don't know. I don't know if I've got a personal issue or something by believing in something.
Yep.
So I think myself, one of the things for me is I'm a confident guy, but it's believing in the ability.
Okay.
A lot of the things for me personally is I keep a lot of things up here.
Yep.
And don't let them out there. So that was the reason. Then I seen the PT, the academy, and way working with you, I don't know why I didn't believe in it because to that point I believed everything else you told me. So I don't know why I didn't believe that it would be a success.
Yeah.
It wasn't that I thought, it was like a safety kind of mechanism. I thought, I'll just wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what other PTs, what they done. And there was one guy in it who I'm friends with, was in the academy, and I seen him flying. And I thought, Jesus Christ, like, he's literally a new PT and he's flying. So I thought, I'll leave it, try catch the next one. I think 3 months later or whatever, there was a next lot. I waited again. I did steal a couple of the systems, to be fair. Through my friend that I told you about.
Yep.
He gave me some insights and I thought, that makes total sense. Why not just bite the bullet and get on with it and do it?
Yep.
So at that point I did start to kind of grow back to the systems that I had already known years prior to that. Then the academy started, which led me trying to get the business going again.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I should have just bite the bullet and went on the academy.
But I think for me, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
There's loads of lessons to be learned, and whether you wait or you make a mistake, or a lot of the stuff you've said, I can massively resonate to. I'll speak to a lot of PTs, and there is that fear, there is that doubt. Am I gonna be able to make this work? There is that lack of confidence, and that is something that will hold a lot of PTs back from ultimately taking action. And for me, it's not until you see it for yourself, like you saw it in one of the guys in the academy, you saw how things were changing, and it's like, he's new and he's changed so much in such a short period of time. Now, you're not new.
Yeah.
So you also have a bit more experience. You also have a bit more in the tank. So for me to be able to take somebody brand new to a high level and then looking at yourself and being like, to be honest, we could implement 10 times more than what you're already doing, and the success would almost be faster and quicker than somebody that's brand new.
So that was one of the reasons. I was looking at myself and thinking, as much as I've had these wee kind of sidetrack spells, it was full time. I was still PTing. It was my primary job. I had three years experience or something doing it. So pretty much I thought, if he can do that, and I was looking at this as my friend, so he was explaining the services he was looking to offer. His was higher than mine. He had just started. I don't know if he had any clients, or I had a couple. His services were better than mine, using like yourself to guide him. And I thought, he's literally just started. I'm 3 years in, and he's going to start off with like a better service. His pricing structure was better. His model was better. There was a goal. His training was even good. Probably at that point, I'd maybe say more consistent than mine. It just looked like a more kind of finished article for a self-employed business. Whereas mine was just a wee bit misshaped everywhere. It had good things here, but not enough there. So it was just trying to put it all together.
And I think that's one of the things that we try to do in the PT Academy is ultimately for you guys, give you some clarity, give you a bit of direction. What should you focus on? Because for me, it's more important to know what to do than just to do everything. Because everything needs done. But if you focus on doing a little bit of everything, you don't get anything done.
That's it. So it was just about having you're not just doing things for the sake of it. There's got to be a purpose. There's got to be a reason behind doing that. Why would you do that? Is that going to work? Is it going to help the business? So there's loads I learned in that year. I think with the lockdown in particular, it's more than that. Learn massively when you reflect back. And I self-reflected back to the business, started implementing strategies. I got in touch with a kind of marketing social media place. They also gave me a couple of tips saying you need to be active. How can you get online clients from online? Basic stuff and I was thinking that this sounds silly, but it's so true. So just different things, trying to get all the strategies together and just put it into one and just to make it work.
So we've then got to the point where you've tried, you've reached out. We've said, do you know what, Dylan, let's do this. Let's get you on board. You've been on board now. We started implementing. We had a battle plan in place. How had things changed at that point?
And instantly. So not only did it give me a lift personally, I thought, right, I've bought into basically the academy. I've paid money. I want to get that money back. That's the first and foremost thing. The cost of the training course. I want to get that money back. It is it's quite a substantial sum for some people, especially if you don't believe in yourself. But at that point, the minute I signed on, I thought, do you know what? I'm confident enough. I had worked with some of your friends as well who'd give me some tips and stuff like that when I came on. So it was just about believing myself and carrying on the stuff that you had. Just listen to everything that you're going to give us, take it on board, watch the videos, do the modules each night, just spend, believe yourself and just implement the stuff. For
And
that
so-
time, I'd done it straight away.
And so very quickly, I can almost remember it to this day. I get text messages for you guys all the time. It's like, this has happened. Things have changed. And I remember reading one message from you. It's like, Tony, I can't fucking believe this. My pricing has increased. My products, my packages have changed. And I think probably to this date, you could probably kind of point me right here. But I remember that message vividly. And it's like, I think that's me closed almost 6.5K. 6,600. And you're like that. I can't believe it.
Yeah, so in the month of October, so I pretty much done the kind of trial basis. You just speak to yourself, looking at the business, looking at the structures that are already in place and what one do we need to bring into place.
Yep.
So we looked at that during that 2-week period between, I think it would have been middle of September into October. Once that was all ready to go, it was just about implementing it. The good thing was I already pretty much had a client base.
Yep.
It was about getting new clients. Holding on to clients for me has never been an issue, but it was, could I go and get more?
Yep.
And then did I need to get more? Because then that's more hours. Could I not restrict, change my pricing structure to earn more, train more, and then work less? So it was just trying to system it properly. So I think the month of October, it was 6,600 on the first month.
Yep. And were you doing twice as many hours?
I was doing less hours, more training, just everything was better.
Yeah, even the message after that, I think you joined week 1. Obviously, one of the goals we said to a lot of the guys on board is that we do want you to achieve your own physical, personal development in terms of your physique, not just from a business standpoint, but from your own goals. And you had a goal in mind in terms of, this is what I want to get to physique-wise.
Yeah.
And literally from week 1, it was like a kilo and a half. Week 2, kilo, 3, 4, 5 kilo down in a month. So not only was the business booming, but your head was in such a better place. Training was consistent. Weight was fucking falling off you. And everything just started to fall in place.
Yeah, so if I was bringing it down, so social media for me was a massive thing that I just wasn't getting involved in. I thought I could PT, and that people just phone you up and basically get in touch with you, or they come into the gym and say, I want to train with this guy. I didn't have that aura at that point. It's something I'm looking to grow on, but I wasn't on social media at all. I think my following was 300-400 or something like that.
Okay.
When I started implementing the structures, being online regular, started to post some stories, just some simple stuff, still stuff I need to work on. I think I text you saying my follow had doubled. I think it doubled, and then it went again. I think which isn't a lot in this day and age, but that's a lot to me in the business. I think it went for 400 up to 1,200, something like that. So then you're saying well, you're going to reach more people. Your posts are going to hit a bigger audience.
Yeah.
You're not just looking at the people in the gym or the people that see your small posts and stuff like that. You're going to hit a bigger audience. So that was one part it improved. And actually get myself out there. I had done some photography work with All Fit Media. And I wasn't putting any pictures up. I would have been a waste of money.
Yeah.
Again, nobody would have got to know me. So it was just about getting all the stuff that I have in here and the stuff that the work I had done and put out there. So that was one aspect that had changed massively, the social media aspect. The training part, which is where a lot of PTs let themselves down, or where a lot of people don't know that they let themselves down, is anybody can go and buy themselves new gym gear and look good. Underneath the t-shirt, they might not look as good as what they preach, and some of the things that they claim to practice, but then they're going preaching their clients, they don't. So for myself, I can say that I've never always been at peak performance physically. I've been there before, but I've not sustained it as long as I should have. So that was something that I said to it's about getting to that physical goal and just staying there to the best of my ability, and being in amongst the kind of elite PTs when I'm doing that. So straight away, we'll go first month, kilo down. So one of my goals was a wee bit of weight loss and fat loss. We're still on that journey, and like, it was a great start.
Yeah, it was flying, to be honest. And I think that a lot of the stuff that you've pretty much just nailed there, people don't like to post on social media because what are other people going to say?
Yeah.
So
Right,
I'd rather not post anything because then nobody's got anything to say. But you said that people buy into people.
Yeah.
People buy into you. So what is your marketing going to do for your brand awareness? Is it's going to get people to know you, it's going to get people to like you, and it's going to get people to trust you. At the end of the day, nobody's going to give you money if they don't know you.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to give you money if they don't know you and they don't like you. And nobody's definitely not going to give you money if they know you and they like you and they don't trust you.
Yeah.
You need all three. You need to build relationships. You need to build rapport. And that's what your marketing should do. It should give people an insight into your life, who you are as a person, genuinely what you're all about, what your service is all about, how you're going to help people. And that's the funny thing I always say about marketing is people want to focus on quantity, not quality.
Yeah.
It looks cool on Instagram because you've got 100,000 followers. And I'm like, cool. How many of those followers would go to your funeral?
Yeah.
None of them. How many of those people would actually give you money? Very little. So when you say to me, Dylan, I mean, I went from 300 followers to 1,200. Let's do a wee bit of maths here. 1,200 people that probably do know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have spoke to them. They're not just random ghosts. They are actual real people. So 1,200 people, let's say that out that, maybe your conversion ratio is maybe 10%, right? That's 120 new clients. So let's just say, well, maybe your conversion ratio is 5%. Well, that's what, 60 clients? So even if I said, right, your conversion ratio is maybe 2 or 3%, that's 30 clients.
Yeah.
For most PTs, if I said, who would like 30 new clients?
No, I would take it in a heartbeat.
Take it in a heartbeat. So whilst everyone's trying to build up 1 million followers, I'm like, why don't you just have relationships and build quality and have conversations with real people that you can help that would ask you for help too?
I think the key thing as well, without reading too much into the followers, was people just following you. Like, so it's something simple, like, you don't just go and follow random people. They follow people for a reason.
Yes.
That's the key thing. So that I wasn't too fussed about getting loads of followers. Anybody can go and buy followers on Instagram, but the key thing was people following me for a reason.
Yes.
I'm a personal trainer. I've got a business. Like, if I'm on Instagram and I like a business, I'll follow it for that reason. So that was one of the reasons. It was something that was small, something that could go into something bigger, but it was a small success. It was a win for me.
Yeah.
So moving on, like, for the social media stuff, the training aspect, again, something that you'll know very well. There's loads of people there that can train, but can they train at a high standard and keep their physique there for a longer time? That's a struggle. For even some personal trainers, I get people have off seasons and stuff like that where they let themselves go. But the key thing is, you shouldn't be. Some PTs are falling out of bracket letting themselves go too long, and sometimes I feel I've done that before, which was one of the aspects that I'm implementing now, and I don't look like I'm going to ever fall back into that category again. But moving on to like things like the kind of pricing and time, because they two kind of go together. Once we started implementing the structures and the strategies from the academy, one of my key things was working less. I was working crazy long hours, starting early in the morning, finishing late at night, trying to work through the middle. I was even training in with clients as well, trying to make up the time for my training.
Yep.
That's not how you run the business, especially as a PT. So then, this time around, implement the strategies. I'm working less, earning more, and train whenever I want. I've even slotted in cardio time that I might not even need, but just in case when I do come to that situation, it's there. Yeah. But I'm not losing any income. Yeah. So the key thing is I'm earning more and working less.
So to put that into
any better.
And to put that into context, I guess that's going to be extremely hard for a lot of people to believe how you can work less and earn more. So I think for me, it's all about training smarter, not harder. We know this. And for me, if I was to say to you, let's say you did increase your price of your one-to-one, could that allow you to gain 5 hours back of time?
Yeah.
100%. So charging more, reducing back the time, you're not losing any money. If we were to then say to you, by gaining 5 hours of time back, what could you do with 5 hours of your time to gain more clients?
Yeah.
To promote your business? And so that is in essence how you are going to take that model of reducing your the time involved in the business, because 30 hours of working smart is better than working 50 hours of just working hard. Yeah. So when we say guys working less, I'm not promoting to anybody, and Dylan will testify this too. It's not about working 4 hours a week. And making six figures and woo-wah, and this is amazing. Like, that's not what we're talking about here. Like, for me, 30 hours of full-time work is probably enough for most people, because it's Monday to Friday, it's the weekends off, it's maybe 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the evening, it's time for yourself, it's time for your family. Like, what more do you want? And that could range up or down depending on what lifestyle you want.
Yeah, so one of the things, like when you kind of that earning more, working less type of thing, it just opens so many doors for other things to happen. So like training then becomes better because there's the allocated time. So you use that well. For when you're earning more money, I know it's not the key to all happiness, but it does unlock other doors. So then that earning more, working less, the time less, I was then able to add things in, like the marketing thing. Like, could I go out, reach out to photographers, videographers? Could I get that time in? If I'm working 45, 50 hours a week, how do you fit that in?
Yeah, and exactly what you said. It's not necessarily about the money, but let's say you make an extra $2-3 grand a month that then you put back into your business. You reach out to professional photographers, you reach out to videographers, you have more content. You build a huge process and service that when clients come to you, you deliver more to your service that they get anywhere else. So if the money wasn't there, you can't spend £1,000 on videos.
That's it.
Or pictures.
No, you can't. So
or programs or whatever it is, you can't. So there's a distinct difference, that you're not making more money just because you want to make more money. You want a better service.
So that was the ultimate goal as well. When you're earning more money, it's not just, one of the things is, there's no point earning more money if you don't know how to keep it or make more. So it's about, when I was earning that more money, it was being clever as well. So try to invest it back in, like going for videography, photography, stuff, all these type of things that can better the service, adding different variety of things and services within the business already, and adding to that again and making it bigger and better. So I pretty much think I've conquered that to begin with. But again, I'm in promoting more structures and just trying to make the service better now.
And that's the one thing. If you know you're spending a lot of money on your service and you know that it's better than everyone else, are you going to be scared to charge more for it?
No.
So a lot of PTs that undercharge are scared that they're not worth it. Well, this other PT's only charging 20 or 25, and I'm trying to charge 35 or 40. And then someone says, "Oh, you're a bit expensive," and they're like, "Oh, I'll do you a discount." So they discount themselves. They discount their service because they don't believe in what they're offering.
Plus, as well, like with personal training, one of the biggest learning curves I've ever realised is when I first started, people are charging like 15, 20 quid an hour. They're too busy comparing it to the day-to-day job. It was the biggest mistake I ever made. You told me never to do that, never to compare what we do, because it's a unique job. You can't go into a shop and buy a new body. You might fly to Turkey nowadays and get some sort of surgery.
Bits and bobs,
But even at that, it might cost $5 grand to go and get these things. Why not just give a personal trainer that type of money? And that's what I'm saying to people nowadays. Like, it's a unique job. You could be changing somebody's life forever.
You're changing someone's life for the rest of their life.
So if you're giving them the structure, you're giving them the knowledge. They train with you, and even if you leave, I believe now that I'm good enough that if they leave, they're leaving with enough knowledge to sustain that. If they don't,
and that makes you feel good about yourself.
That's it.
You're doing something good, and you brought this back, which is funny because I would say 99 PTs that I speak to, they says I can keep clients. I've got clients I've had for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and I'm like, right. That's good. How many transformations are you going to get out of that PT? Maybe 1, maybe 2. It says, what's going to grow your business right now? Your reputation and your results. If I've had a client for 4 years, I would hope in that time that I've been able to transform at least, 4, maybe 16 clients' lives in that time period. Not 1 or 2.
No.
Know what I mean?
So keeping keeping clients isn't. That's a worrying fact for the business, because that goes back to probably how much money they're earning. When I think about keeping them, it's because I'm worried about that they're not good enough. Again, it goes back into that low confidence mode. But it's something that you've installed in me, that it's about getting new people on board. Have you got the right things in place to get new? So that's where I feel I'm at now. Like, I'm getting more and more people. I think this is the first time I've been so relaxed as a personal trainer going into the winter period. So where everybody kind of deems this to be like personal trainers' quiet time.
Yep.
It's definitely not. You're just looking in the wrong places.
Yep. I would agree with that 100%.
You're not out there enough to find the right people. So for me, as like you said, like in October, 6,600. I think the second month was like 2.5. Because I had probably such a good success starting in December. I think I'm taking on clients as we go. Because we're still in the middle of December. Yeah. This is coming up to the Christmas period. Like, you think people are spending their money on just Christmas presents and family and stuff like that. They're definitely not. They're out there. The clients are out there.
Yeah.
If you've got the right mindset, the right strategies, you'll get them.
Yep. No, 100%.
And I've learned a lot of that only by believing through the academy and watching other people's success. I'm looking at some of the figures of some of the other colleagues and stuff like that. It's been fantastic. So I'm looking at them thinking, they are really flying. It's December.
Yeah, and
panic.
And I always say that your environment dictates your performance. So if I put you in a place with 50 other PTs and everyone's talking about how they're gaining clients, how they're charging X, Y, and Z, you would see that as normal.
Yeah.
Because why would you believe any different?
Mm-hmm.
If you're in an environment where I'm struggling, I'm losing clients, having to fight to basically, with the clients that I've got, pricing, negotiating X, Y, and Z, nobody's got money, nobody wants to buy, then ultimately you're going to believe that. Because what else are you going to believe?
Mm-hmm. So
we always say is that you are probably the average of 5 people that you spend your most time with. So make sure that you have the right people in your corner.
Mm-hmm. So that's definitely a key thing that I've learned as well. I think you learn that as you go on in life. Maybe make your circle smaller. Just having the right people, and if you're around about successful people, you're probably going to be a success as well.
Yep.
So that was something for me. Even though like maybe not believing in myself, I'm still positive though. It might happen, it just might not happen as quick as it should have. But I'm pretty positive person, and that was one of the things I had to within the boxing club. There was a lot of stress and kind of just negativity stuff that it didn't suit me, so that didn't bring the best out in me. When I'm positive, so like around yourself, when you see something, you see a door, you don't just think that's a brick wall. You're seeing like there's an opportunity in there. I'm going to go through that.
Yep,
and get a shine.
There's always, and that's one thing you've said there, Dylan. There is always opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happens for a reason, good, bad, or ugly. But it's the way you respond and react to those situations that dictate you as a person and your business going forward. You know what I mean? And this has only really been, let's be honest, it's only been 3 months.
Yeah. No, it's been fantastic so far. Like, if I'm implementing these strategies and continue it, I don't see anything else on being a bigger success. Something I'm even looking at just now is with that extra time, I'm actually looking at a second business. Could I implement it into a third? I don't know. I've got that much time now in my hand. And the key thing as well with the strategies is being a personal trainer. So right, saying like, so you can implement these strategies, earn good money, you can have the clients, but are you being a good personal trainer? Are you getting the results?
Yeah.
So that since again, going back to basics, implement the strategies and the systems you've taught me, I'm actually getting results. It seems like every client that comes on board is actually making a change.
Which is why your reputation is why your business is growing.
Yeah.
Because people are now getting to know you for the results you're producing.
That's it. So small successes and wins for me is like taking clients. No, you're not just taking your normal client and let's say lose a couple of pounds of weight. You're taking them to photo shoots. They're getting people to compete. I've got a young guy that I'm training just now. I've not just went for training. I used to train a young boxer, and they happened to him. That's the level he was at. He went for training at domestic championships. The boxer I'm now training is now going to the Commonwealth Games. Yeah. It's a big jump if he can make it. So it's shown that I'm growing in different aspects. No,
100%. And like I said, from the amount that I've spent with you in such a little time, and especially when I compare that to others in the academy that are 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months ahead. And when you're looking at these figures, like, that should only be a source of motivation and inspiration that if they can do it, I can do it too. It's not about how quick, but it's about that's possible. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's possible. And where you're at right now has just shown you how quick things can change. So imagine another 3 months. Mm-hmm. Imagine another 6 months. Like, how things are going to be so different and change, because things are always evolving.
Yeah.
And you're either going to adapt and you're going to evolve, or you're going to fall behind.
That's it. So, like, again, like, going back to one of the points you made previously was about the online. Like, and I was saying, like, I think I said something along the lines in a sentence like, that looks like something where money is or something.
Yeah.
It's something I could get into. But again, you brought me back down to earth and said, Dylan, that might not be for you. You might be the best PT at 1-to-1. So why not just be the absolute best at that? Doesn't mean that you'll have less time. You might end up putting your prices up.
Yep.
And never doing online. So, like, we've got all these different avenues that we can take. So it's just about me continuing where I'm just now and
yep, exactly.
And amongst this environment and keep thriving, I'll do well.
The sky's the limit, and I say this to all you guys. All I'm doing is taking what took me 14 years to do.
Yep.
Is I'm just showing you the path and the things that I done to get there. So when I was a personal trainer in fitness first, earning £15 to £20 an hour in 2007, 2008, to then 2018, being able to charge £150 an hour and not have 50 clients but have 10.
Yeah.
Like, my life completely changed. I then had 30, 40, 50 clients online. So things grew. And it's not, for me now, it's just about showing you guys, what do you guys need to do just to replicate and build that life? It's not theory, it's application. If you don't know something, what do you not know? Let's sort that out. Let's give you a plan. Let's teach you, educate you, support you, and then let's watch you grow and flourish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which has been huge, and that's probably why I think your success has been so quick and so good. You took it on board, you listened, you implemented, you learned, and once you saw it working, it's like, fuck, what else can I do?
Yeah, I think as well, like, having the right, so you should always be probably self-reflecting how a coach yourself. I think that helped.
Yeah.
So, like, I had worked with like 3 to 5 years. I think I'd spent about 5 years probably telling you prior to that.
Yeah.
I had left a period, went on my own, and what was quite funny is the period I left was the period I came a PT.
Yeah.
So if I look back and I self-reflect, I think, this guy's gave me all these systems, but that's not even the time I trained with you when I became a PT. That's when I left. I left before that, and I went on that road kind of navigating through, and it's led me back to train with you again.
Yeah.
Through the PT Academy. So you might take a good success out of that.
Yeah, 100%. And so if we were to be able to tell your younger self or tell other PTs that were in your shoes, like, what bit of advice would you give them or yourself looking back at where you're at now to where you were?
My first thing would be probably the business plan stuff, but the life you want, first and foremost. Like, what life do you want? Get away from this. See, nowadays with like Instagram, you're seeing like entrepreneurs are coming out everywhere. Like, businesses are growing. Who wants to work 9 to 5? Who wants to work 50 weeks? See young guys that want to go in oil rigs and work 12-hour shifts and have half a life. They've got a good wad of money, they've got 2 weeks to spend it and then they go away again. Who wants to live these lives? So that would be my first thing. What life do you want to live? What money do you want to earn? And then get a plan of action in place. And the thing that was letting me down, I had all of that, I wasn't implementing it. Go and implement it.
Which is accountability. It's easier to let yourself down than it is to let someone else down. And whenever you have that seed of fear or self-doubt, it's easier to be comfortable and stick at what you're doing than be uncomfortable and actually see how much you can change. Because no one really likes change.
Yeah.
But change is necessary in order for you to evolve and grow.
Mm-hmm. So I think for me as well, when I was saying about believing in yourself, sorry, talking the talk, but it's the old-fashioned saying, you've got to walk it as well. So just go and do it. And if you're saying to me like about living like kind of uncomfortable, I seem like a lot of people I think need to get used to. You probably a lot of people thrive under pressure.
Yep.
That's when things change. That's when things develop. That's one of my biggest learning things to life. When that pressure's there, use that pressure, and then you'll probably do something fantastic with it.
Yep, and that's what COVID taught a lot of people. When your back's against the wall, What do? Do you sink or do you swim? The choice is yours. A lot of people sank, but at the same time, a lot of people swam at the same time. We evolve, we changed, and we adapt. And you're one of those guys that's came out that 10 times better, and we're still only very early on. I mean, yes, you've been a personal trainer for 3 years, but fuck, you've changed so much in 3 months, so I only expect how things are going to grow even more so now, because come 2022, it's a new environment again.
I think as well, like, again, another learning thing for me is go 100% to one thing. I was trying to put my fingers into this, I was trying to get into that. I was seeing probably what potential money could have been made out of here, what success could have been made out of there. Just go one thing and be brilliant at it.
Just go all in.
If you go all in, you'll find probably the most successful people in the world. When you go back to their roots, they're probably really, really good at one thing, and that's what's driven them to the top. It's no putting your fingers into this different things. It's about just doing that one thing very, very good. So if I'm meant to be a good personal trainer, we'll soon see, because it's starting to thrive now. Specialise
in one field and don't be the jack of all trades. 100%. Well, Dylan, it's been huge. It's been crazy. It's been exciting watching all this stuff develop, and so bloody quick, honestly. And I remember one of the things we did talk about is you said, Tony, I've been listening to the podcast. I've been watching the guys in the academy. One day, I want that to be me. And it happened.
That's it. It's happening. So it's not just a fairy tale for any watching. If you're listening to it, get in touch with us, guys.
Honestly, like that's the thing. You said it, but you done the work and you made it happen. Yep. And that's why I said we do talk about the successes on the podcast, because I get to listen and talk to you guys all the time. It's fucking exciting. I want other people to listen and see what you guys are doing. And this gives everyone an opportunity to see what you guys are doing. And it's amazing. Yep. Like literally, you guys are becoming the top 5-10% of the industry. While everyone's fighting for clients at the bottom, you guys are rising to the top. Mm-hmm. You guys are the new wave, the new generation of trainer and coach coming through the industry. And that's no slowing down. So it's been amazing. Honestly, it's been amazing for me in the academy, watching you guys grow and thrive. And guys, for anyone out there, if you've ever had that fear, or if you're ever sitting in that situation where it feels safe to be comfortable, nobody grows in their comfort zone. And it's up to you. Nobody's going to hold your hand and take you out that situation. It is ultimately up to yourself whether you want to change, you want to take action. And listening to all these guys here, I hope you take some sort of inspiration and motivation by listening to these guys' stories, because every single one of these guys took action. Were they fearful? Probably. Did they build in that confidence? Yes. But look how far they've come, and look how quick it's happened. Weeks, months. Their life's a complete 180. So guys, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. If there is any other coach or PT that you feel would benefit by listening to this, share the story, because the more people that are in the industry that are doing amazing things, then the better we are as a nation. And that's what we want to do in the academy. We want to bridge that gap from trainers that are performing at an optimal or average level and make these guys great, because the more great trainers and coaches there are in the industry, then the greater we are as a nation in a whole. Right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day and look forward to catching you on the next podcast.